Welcome back to another episode of Alestletics. Sam and Audrey joining you for today's episode. And we have a good one for you today, as lots to talk about in the sports world, and we have a fun game we're going to play a little bit after we get through baseball, softball, and tennis. But Audrey, how are you today?
I'm good, but I would like to take a nap.
Yeah. You had your dance recital yesterday.
Yes, I did, and it's a lot on the body.
Yeah. It was really good, though. You did a really good job, and the performance was really cool.
Well, thank you.
It was a lot of fun. Some of the staff got to go watch, and I would say that's athletic, Alestletics co-host getting into her mojo.
Oh my.
But yeah, no, so let's focus on SIUE sports here. Obviously, baseball is the talk of the town. Now 15-14 overall. There's over that 500 record. 7-0 in conference, undefeated. Now, they will have played yesterday, so at the time of this recording, they are perfect in conference, but they'll have 2 games to challenge that. But let's give you a little bit of info.
By the way, the 7-0 start is the best in program history,
which is phenomenal, and really it's been something that this spring sports has needed to kind of compete with the soccer level, the basketball level, and now we've got baseball and softball, but we'll get to them in a little bit. So just to give you some context, as we talked about last weekend with the absolute run craziness, the Cougars swept Morehead State University. Then they followed it up, sweeping Tennessee Tech. We will see how the results play out against USI. So they have a chance to sweep them. They play them twice on Friday, which would be yesterday for you guys, but for us that's today. So
we'll see.
So we'll see. We don't quite know those results yet. But I want to talk about this, Audrey. They rank 3rd in the OVC in pitching, 2nd in fielding, and 1st in batting. Now, that 1st in batting is because of the Morehead game, or the Morehead series, I should say. However, it's still 1st in batting. That's 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in all 3 areas of baseball. I mean, there's a reason that the Cougars are undefeated. And just give me your thoughts on kind of those statistics.
Well, I think it's incredible. Obviously, a really strong offensive team.
And not to mention, you have other players, too. I think I have listed, Chase Bloomer is one that has a really good season.
Tarek Thompson-Allen as well.
Yeah, he's another one that I really didn't have on the radar going in, but he's really stepped up. And I know there's another. Mac Mitchell is another one that just, again. But the key here, and we're going to talk about softball in a moment, is that the Cougars are playing well on both sides of offense and defense.
And defense as well.
Fielding is so important. It's not talked about enough. Obviously, a good example of this is the last few games I've been watching the Cardinals play. And everyone's been talking about the pitching, how the pitching's not that great. And it is true, it struggles. But the Cardinals' fielding has been really good. It's what's kept them in games. And I think that's a kind of something that doesn't get talked about enough in terms of college ball, because you're just expecting good pitching, you're expecting good batting, and that's how you win games. But really, seeing the Cougars second in fielding is really important. And obviously, when you get good pitching, you're gonna have some success. Being 3rd in pitching is pretty important too.
So the starter pitcher, who is Tim, he actually won. This is his 4th consecutive start against the first round of the USI game, and he is 3rd in wins overall in the OVC. And he's just a sophomore. Yeah,
so again, that's just something to hang on to. That's something that where softball has an advantage as pitching as well. We talked about Avery Arwood being a freshman last year. Those are players you develop. Those are players that are theoretically supposed to get better as time moves on, barring injuries and stuff like that. But this is a really exciting time for SIUE baseball. 7-0. We'll see how they do after what is today, but will be yesterday for you guys. But really a lot to look forward to. And they play Indiana State on Tuesday, so that's a kind of out-of-conference game, which they've been doing a lot. They haven't had much success in these out-of-conference games, but I think the competitiveness has
it's really
helped them come back at the weekend. So next weekend they'll play Little Rock. Big series there against Little Rock and the Trojans, so they'll need to step up to the plate, literally, and kind of
step up to the plate
and knock it out of the park. Now that leads us into softball, and in softball the story hasn't been quite the same. There's been more struggles than we've seen last year. Now we did talk about this as well. Much younger team, a lot of loss in veteran leadership on this squad. So they are 14-20 overall, 7-5 in conference, still a 500 record, relatively well. They also swept Morehead State to start their conference play. However, they lost the series 2-1. They only won one game against UT Martin. The Cougars ranked second in pitching, and it's a big lead to Avery Arwood, as well as other pitchers that they've acquired. Sixth in fielding and ninth in batting, which is second from last. And that is what I was going to talk about is the Cougars baseball team. I mean, obviously, again, a lot of their stats are helped by that one series, but they're just hitting it out of the park, and they're scoring runs at pivotal times. The softball, it hasn't been the same story there. The scoring has been a struggle. But, Audrey, what are your thoughts on SIUE softball?
I mean, like you said, they are a younger team, but we are still seeing younger standouts like Avery Arwood. I just think that once they kind of lock in and kind of get together as a group, does that make sense? Once they really like find their group and their team, I think they really can get it together. I just think it's a little I don't know the right word. It's a little like
disjointed.
Yeah, it's kind of like I just think they need to find some sort of unity.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is something we saw very similar to soccer, both soccer teams this year. Is there just felt like there wasn't a connect until very late in the season. And then finally, both the women's soccer team made the playoffs this year, and so we really got to see them connect. Another team, women's basketball, was one where there's just so much new, and it's hard to drive. That's the toughest thing I think about college sports that a lot of people forget, is that teams can go up and down because you have the environment of the roster changes every year, more drastically now with like transfer portal and all that, but like that dynamic is never the same year to year. And so I think softball, like, it's unfortunate to see them have a regression, but it's kind of an expected. Hopefully, by the end of the season, it'll pay off and they'll start to find their jive.
And one thing about Avery is she had those, like she had Daniel Shuey. She had all of these seniors to really kind of help her. And then they all just kind of dropped off, and there's all these new people that don't really have that senior leadership.
And another thing that you bring up with the seniors that were gone, a lot of them were the scoring. Kaylin Salyers was a big scorer on this team. Gone. They're not there anymore. And there's more that we haven't even mentioned, but like that's a lot of offensive touch. But so again, softball playing technically yesterday for you against SEMO. They play them twice, and then they play them today on Saturday here at noon. So SEMO's a tough competition, obviously, a bit of a rivalry there. Hopefully they can pull out a series win. Playing them twice in one day is tough. Both teams playing 2 games in one day is really tough. But moving forward, we have another really good success story here, and not really a surprising one either with SIUE's tennis squad. They are 12-2 overall, 3-0 in conference, and recently just beat Lindenwood, who was tied for first with them. However, their win over the Lions won them a sole possession of first place. They've also beat teams like SEMO and Tennessee State. That's for their 3 wins in conference. So they rank first in the OVC, and Audrey, this is no surprise, but tennis has been a good team.
Yeah, every semester, because now they play in the fall, they've always kind of stood out. It's such a small team, and so I think that's what helps them really connect with each other. And even though it is individual matches, they're always cheering for each other, and I just think it's such a tight team, and it's really showing how they're just, I mean, every single semester, they're always at the top.
Yeah, they're always competitive, and it just seems like another team that's faced some changes. They've lost talented players, but they find a way to recruit really well. And the Cougars will play today at 4 p.m. against Southern Indiana. So USI all over the place here with SIUE, with baseball and tennis. But, yeah, no, it's a really you're right. This is a testimony that this team can be at the top every year. Doesn't matter this season. It doesn't matter the component or the opponent. That they just put together a great squad and really, it's fascinating. It's fun to watch. It's fun to see a team have success. So, yeah, no, I think SIU tennis will do very well. Okay, moving forward, we're gonna segue into a bit of more fun, since kind of, not to say things are slow around here, because they're really not. But Audrey and I are we've done some games in the past. We had our mascot bracket that we played a couple weeks ago, or I think that was last semester actually. But this time we're doing a different game. So we have in front of us, we have 20 athletes from SIUE's teams, 10 teams, and it's Audrey and I are going to have a draft. We're making the ultimate sports team from SIUE. So this could be Audrey. I kind of envisioned like if we were picking an Olympic roster, like who would we take?
Guys, this is stressful.
It is. And so we also have all the coaches from the teams, and we're going to pick 2 coaches, one to be a head coach and an assistant. So basically like who are our top 5 athletes that we would want on our team, and then so on. So Audrey, I'll give you the chance to pick first. Oh, actually, let me list the name. Gosh, there's so many. I'll just mention a few notables. And it's top. I just kind of picked like 6 individual success, team success. So we have 2 from each team, though. Ring Maleth, Evan Howard, men's soccer, Caleb Tyus, who we know recently just had a really good job for wrestling, Keoka Proctor, Lauren Miller, who have been on the show before, Jack Campion. Let's see, let's go to the other side. We have Paige Bernstein from volleyball, Kaylin Fahey from softball, Alea Meinhardt from women's soccer, Brady Kaufman from golf, Sarah Bozeman from women's soccer, Wes Gibson from men's soccer, Sydney Rogers from tennis, Mac Mitchell, who I mentioned earlier, for baseball. I mean, we've got all of it. You think of an athlete from SIUE, it's probably on this list right now. Well, actually, there's only 20, so if you think of too many, you might be off the mark. Coaches, every coach on the board. So that's Sean Lyons, Brian Baroni, Sam Smith, Derek Brown, Cale Wasserman, Derek Burton, Ben Sorden, Adam Albertson, Kendall Paulus, Daryl Thomas, and yeah. So all of our coaches here at SIUE.
Which, by the way, Daryl Thomas just took head coach.
Head coach. Now. That's why he's on the list. So, all right, Audrey, let's do athletes first.
Okay.
We'll draft our athletes first. Who are you taking?
Caleb Tyus.
All right, so Audrey's taking number 3 ranked Caleb Tyus. Off the mark. Okay. Man, this is actually really tough. I'm not going to lie. Like, yikes. Okay. You know what's funny is I made this list, but I did not think through who I was going to pick at all.
The edits on this is going to go crazy.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be a lot of yeah, well, that'll get left in because that's fun. I'm going to take... this is so tough. I'm going to take Keoka Proctor.
Okay.
Yep. By the way, Keoka Proctor was ranked number 5 according to my list.
I'm gonna need some height, so I'm gonna go with the ring.
Okay. Number 1 on the list. I'm gonna take. Dang, I really don't know. This is so difficult. I'm gonna take Evan Howard.
Okay.
He's tall. You're right. Height is important.
I'm gonna take Steffi from tennis. Stephania.
Gotcha. It's a good pick.
Oh my gosh, this is scary.
This is really This is hard to choose. I'm taking Avery Arwood. Need an arm. Gotta throw. I've got someone who can shoot a basketball. I have someone who can kick a ball, and I have someone who can throw a ball. I think that's a good diverse talent.
I need a foot. Who did you take, Evan?
Yeah, I took Howard. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take Sarah from women's soccer.
Dang, that's who I was gonna take next. Darn. Man, because the thing is, I think she's one of the only goaltenders on here. You know,
so she's really good with her hands.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well,
feet.
One of my philosophies is that goaltenders are crazy because who stands in front of
a ball,
things getting kicked at them? So that was gonna be my next pick. But dang, that's tough. I like Brady Kaufman. He's very good at what he does. But yeah, I'm gonna take Kaufman.
No, you just wanted to take him because I got mad.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh.
After I see your reaction, yeah.
He's got drive.
Now watch this drive from Brady Kaufman.
This year.
There's just some really good names on the board. That's what's really upsetting.
I'm gonna take Chase Bloomer.
Okay, all right. Where is Chase Bloomer?
15.
Oh, there he is. Oh, this is so difficult. This is the last
pick for Sam.
I know. I'm worried. I really like a lot of players on the board, but I got to take Lauren Miller. The chemistry of the Kyoko Proctor.
I didn't even see she was on there.
Oh, you
no.
messed up, Lauren Miller.
Guys,
Wow,
I did not see her name on there.
You sold. You sold. Okay.
It's okay.
Now you get a head coach, and we get an assistant coach.
Oh my god.
Who is your head coach, Audrey?
I gotta give it to Kale Wasserman.
Oh, taking Kale Wasserman. Wow. I really thought you were gonna take Sam Smith. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you gonna take Sam Smith?
This is my problem picking second. Is I know who I should pick, but I really want to pick Sam Smith. I'm gonna take Sam Smith.
Okay. I'm gonna take Brian Baroni.
Dang it! I know you were gonna do that.
Yes.
I was doomed to lose whoever I wanted.
It's okay. You still got some good options.
No, I really do. You know what? I'm gonna take Adam Albertson. You know why? Because tennis success, baby. That is what I'm talking about.
I like that man.
I like him too. He's really nice. We need to get him on the pod. This is a sign.
Write that down.
Right there. I just did.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
All right. So here's my elite SIUE team. If we're going toe to toe, Audrey and I are the GMs. I have Kyoko Proctor, Evan Howard, Avery Arwood, Brady Kaufman, and Lauren Miller.
And I have Ring Malith, Caleb Tyus, Steffi, Sarah Bosman, and Chase Bloomer.
Man, that's some really good teams.
Dude, I know.
Head coach of my team is Sam Smith, and assistant coach is Adam Albertson.
Head coach is Kale Wasserman, and assistant coach is Brian Baroni.
There's a lot of success on that coaching staff.
I was going to say, I don't know how much Brian's going to like being the assistant, but you got to do what you got to do.
You know what? He's just bringing another element.
It's going to be very, very family-focused, my team.
Your team
I'm
is
so
going to be
excited.
That is a family-friendly team.
Well, you do have the advantage because you have Sam Smith's son, so...
I do. You're right.
You
right.
will win every single game.
If it's at my home arena, and Sam Smith's kiddo is there, it's a guaranteed W. And you didn't really think this through at all. Not to mention, I also have Kyoko Proctor and
Lauren Miller.
So they both play for Sam Smith. So
and they're both like very connected with each other.
They're connected with each other. They're connected with my head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to drop a poll. Whose team would win? I have to.
Guys, whose team will win?
Whose team will win? I think we both made compelling arguments for my team here.
What? No.
You do have Caleb Tyus.
I have Tyus. I have strength. I have height from Ring. I have quickness from Sarah. Or actually, all of them.
Yeah, they're all.
I have a pretty well-rounded team. I think I would win.
I don't know. Howard is.
I would win in a fight.
Yeah, hand-to-hand combat. No, that's not what the game was, Audrey.
Oh, what game were we playing?
Like greatest sport. I don't know if they would play like multiple sports over.
Hockey.
No, I didn't say that. Just any sport, like
all of the sports.
Yeah, like Olympic sports. If they were gonna be like a try. I don't know. Sports competition.
So whose team would win in all of the sports?
The only person I'm a little worried about is Brady Kaufman, because I mean golf is just such a unique sport on its own. I don't know his athleticism outside
Maybe
of golf.
he's got hops. Maybe he can jump high.
I don't know. I believe in him. I don't want to say he's my weak link, but
no. Well, he can. He has good planning. He has good.
Yeah,
he can plan.
Tactical.
Yeah, that. But also he's good with his arms.
Yeah. So is Avery Arwood. So.
Well, yes.
Yeah, we have that too. I don't know. These are good teams, but well, yeah, I'm definitely gonna drop a poll. We need.
Like, comment, subscribe, do the poll. Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Well, who would you pick in your team of 5 from SIUE? It doesn't have to be from our list. It could be from any team or any player. But yeah, that is all we have for this week's episode of Alestletics. Obviously, don't forget to check out all the games that are going on between baseball and softball and tennis, because they are having really good seasons, and they need your support, Cougar fans. They need your support out there to stay on top of the OVC. But as for Audrey and I, we will be back here in studio next Saturday at 10 a.m. and alongside Alestle After Hours, which if you haven't listened to that this week, you should go do that now. It was a really good interview with the student body president, so you can go check that out on either YouTube or Spotify, and we will be back next week. Bye.
Bye.